How's it going, guys? So, I want to talk a little bit about vision boards. So, do they work or don't they? If you ask me, they do, but there's a but. So, what's all the controversy about? Some people talk about them like they're the be all end all, and other people basically say throw it in the junk heap. Okay, so why do I think they work? Well, they work because they act as an anchor for your attention. Now, they focus you, right? They focus your attention. And when it comes to manifestation and reality creation, it all begins with your attention and your focus. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Okay. But the problem, I think, and the reason that vision boards get a lot of flack, and one of the reasons that excuse me, one of the reasons that manifestation and everything that goes with it gets a lot of flack is because in order to avoid it just becoming wishful thinking, you need all of the other aspects that go into really doing reality creation well. So, yeah, you need to focus your mind on where you want to go. Okay, you can't get what you don't aim at, but then you also need to understand all of the other metaphysical principles around it. You need to understand things like your emotions and the role that they play, both in bolstering the thoughts that you allow your attention to go towards, because those are the types of things that sink more deeply into the subconscious mind. And whatever is in your subconscious is doing most of the steering of the ship. But the other thing is that you need to understand the role emotions play as far as maintaining equilibrium goes, because if you can't keep emotional equilibrium, if you can't hold your center, then that can become something that throws off your journey. And then you have to actually put boots on the ground. um, and that's the thing, the even though the mental side of things or the spiritual side of things, the energetic and whatnot, is the cause in reality creation, and the world you come to live in is the effect. The physical matter is pretty inert. So you have to actually do things like, okay, so let's say you've got a vision board item, and it's a picture of a beach in some beautiful part of the world. I mean, this is pretty obvious, right? You could sit and think about that beach and stare at the vision board and focus your attention well on it and everything. But if you don't actually move yourself to the airport to get on the plane to go to the place, what's going to happen, right? It's not like you're going to bring the beach to your front door. So I think the reason that for some people who don't do the whole explanation of how reality creation works, the reason that it ends up working for some and not for others is kind of like if some people are already set up in themselves to do things like take action, like, and maintain that center and whatnot, so that they can navigate in a smooth fashion. Whereas then other people, they who might not be as good at taking action, or maybe they've got a lot of emotional hangups and they don't know how to transmute those negative emotions, or they struggle with procrastination or something like that. They hear the other person who doesn't have those blocks and hangups talk about how amazing the vision board has worked for them, and they go, great, I'm going to try that as well. They give it a shot. They've got the vision board sitting there on the wall or whatever, the cork board, for a year, and they look back and they go, well, nothing's happened. Well, I mean, of course nothing's happened, because you have to align everything. You have to align spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, take action to make things, to bring things into being. I'm not saying that the miraculous or the seemingly miraculous doesn't happen, and that amazing things don't don't happen, but you need to meet the world halfway. You need to meet the universe halfway. It's like as you start on the path, okay, you have to put one foot in front of the other. And it's like as you're moving, then some amazing things can be brought into your path outside of your own capabilities and what you could bring to yourself. That's a whole set of other details, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that have to be aligned, and the vision board is only a tool. And that's the thing, you don't even necessarily need it. You can keep your mind aligned, but it helps uh, to, like I said, like an anchor, to put a pin in it. And just like a little story, but I remember I worked for a sales organization for a while, and there was a point where I looked at the board that we had in up in the office, and it had all the sales targets on it, and I thought, oh, okay, this is a vision board. It gives our minds something to lock onto, and then you see in the practical uh, example of like a sales organization, you could see how then you actually have to go take action. You have to go make the calls. You have to do the sales, but you needed that anchor to help fixate your mind so that you knew what you were striving for. But all that to say, you're the one that does the thing. So vision boards work insofar as they focus your attention, but at the end of the day, it's your intention. You are the one uh, that you're the one that manifests. It is your inner world that comes to be reflected in the outer. Your outer reality, the reality you inhabit, is a reflection of your inner. And so the vision board is really just a way to help. It's like a crutch almost to help calibrate that inner. Eventually, you get good enough at it that you don't really need the tools anymore, or you can keep using them if you find them fun and you enjoy it. But so, just a little tip is that um, like if you set up a vision board, okay, and I myself don't have a physical vision board anymore, but I do like I do make sort of like a collage sometimes on like Google Slides or something like that. And what I'll do and what I recommend doing with the vision board is, so really like meditate deeply on it, marinate a bit in the essence of what it means, what it represents, get the images really baked in there, and then let it go periphery. Like don't become needy and like and start worrying and looking at it every day and stressing, because if you know anything about manifestation, reality creation and the like, it's that desperate needy wanting just pushes things further away from you. Think about it with regards to relationships. Everybody knows that there's just something off putting about desperation, right? By analogy, the same thing works for anything that you're trying to create from a universal sense. So put a lot of intention into the initial creation, getting super clear on what the desire is, uh, and what the images on the vision board represent as an endpoint for you, particularly letting yourself feel the emotions of what it would be like when you're already there with the things that the vision board has pinned. And that's another thing, is that the images should not be, if they like, the feeling that you want to pin them with is not one of one day I'll have this, but you want to look at it and have it be of a reminder to feel it now. And that is super important, is the getting into the state of having it now. So once you can do that and you've locked in the feeling of having it now, let the vision board just be in the background. Let it be a subconscious reminder as you pass it. And that will almost work more powerfully than if you sit there with a firm grip, strangling the life out of it every day, staring at it and screwing up your emotions and throwing off your equilibrium. So, vision boards work. Use them to focus your intention and your attention, then get into action mode, put boots on the ground, and just start heading in the direction of what it represents. Okay? Let what it represents in the background, peripherally, feed your intuition so that you start getting little impulses about where to take action. Get into action. We If you want reality creation to work for you, you have to take it past the wishful thinking stage, right? Or, you know what I mean, past the ideation, past that purely mental, subtle, and then emotional level to start bringing it into being. And in that sense, vision boards can be a great tool on your journey.